Hey guys, here's Dr. John Rusin answering your Sunday questions.
All right, thank you, Maddie. Guys, we are back this Sunday for the second episode of our Sunday questions. I'm going to be answering all your questions from Facebook and Twitter that you were so gracious to ask over there this morning. Got off to a slow start, but we were able to grab 15 awesome questions. So we're going to narrow it down to 3 here, keep this short and sweet. But we had a lot of good questions, so let's get right to it here. First question was from Ryan Saplin. It was a long question. He's dealing with some FAI issues, which is femoral acetabular impingement. And he was saying that he's getting relief from the lacrosse ball and the piriformis, doing some distraction, things like that. But how does he get to the next level? Because he's being annoyed and he cannot deadlift heavy anymore, and it's really pissing him off. So, Ryan, it's important that you actually get a proper diagnosis on your FAI. Every single time that somebody has pain in the front side of their hip that feels like it's pinching, people are so quick to say, oh, I have femoral acetabular impingement. If you truly are diagnosed with this, there's not a whole lot that we can do therapeutically. Yeah, we can get you into better positions somewhat, but you're not going to be really pain-free for the rest of your life if you are having this marked deficit. So what FAI actually is literally two bones hitting up against one another. So the piece of the pelvis, the acetabulum, it gets more of a ridge on it on the front side, and it actually hits into the neck and the head of the femur. So it's literally bone-on-bone action. But this is what gets to an interesting point. You can't foam roll away bone-on-bone. You cannot stretch away bone on bone. You cannot corrective exercise away bone on bone. The only way to fix bone on bone is through surgery. And I hate surgery, so that's usually not a good route. But this means that you probably don't have what you think you have. So go check out a good physical therapist, somebody that really knows strength and conditioning, knows movement, and get a proper diagnosis, because I bet you will be thrilled when you figure out you do not have FAI. All right, let's go on to the next one. We got my man Joe Green, who is a member of my functional hypertrophy training squad. He's asking, what are your thoughts on deloads or active recovery weeks in general, and when cycling through FHT level 1, FHT level 2, which we just released this weekend. It's on special until midnight tonight, $69. Check that out. And muscle prescription. So Joe's done a couple of these programs, and he's wondering, what do I do after these 12 weeks going between programs? And if you've been on an FHT or muscle prescription program, you know by that peak phase, when you're going at 12 weeks, it's really going to be something that you need a week to 2 weeks of deload on. So I recommend taking 3 to 4 sessions a week, taking your loads down 70% of what they usually are at, and then from there, just working on your form, working on your mobility, your recovery, and just making sure that everything is going to be on point for the next program. So if you're on FHT or muscle prescription, you're a type A personality like I am, and we love to train. But sometimes we need to focus on other things that are going to help our training for the longevity, not necessarily workout to workout. So those are my puppies. They kind of suck right now, but hey, we're dealing with it. Sunday afternoon outside. We got Scotty Butcher, my man up in Canada. He's going to be hitting the Strength Doc podcast here soon, but he asks, how old were you when you started shaving your head? And he's really serious about this because he thinks it's majestic. I do not shave my head. I use clippers on it, and I have never shaved my head with a razor. But Scotty, I have been rocking the buzz cut since 2011, so I'm going on 6 years with that. And it looks like maybe you should be hitting the buzz cut too, I don't know. To a more serious note here, we have 2 questions, our last 2 questions here that kind of coincide. William Smith asks, best exercises to improve posture and shoulder function. And then Dan Jarris, could you address proper training volumes for chest, back, shoulders to avoid muscle imbalances and postural problems? Man, posture is heavy this week. What's going on, guys? Start of spring, everyone's worried about their posture here. But let's go for that first question first. Improving posture and shoulder function, we are looking at improving upper back hypertrophy and strength. And the way that we do that is we target the external rotators, but also the scapular retractors, and make sure that you're not just doing pull-ups, you're prioritizing the row movement. Second part of that question. If you want to have healthy shoulders, the best thing that you could possibly do is make sure that you're prioritizing your pull movements over your push movements for the upper body. So I say for people that are sitting 8, 10, 12 hours a day, we're looking at a 3-to-1 ratio between pull and push. So for every 3 exercises you do that pull a weight towards you, you are doing 1 exercise that push it away from you. So if that goes into upper body training, you're going to be doing a lot of pulling motion, but that's going to be therapeutic. There's people that look at this on both sides of the equation. There's guys like the PRI guys that say posture is everything, it's paramount, it's the first thing to look at. And there's also other people saying that posture doesn't matter as long as we get out of those positions eventually. So I think that it is somewhere in between, because I do work with people on a daily basis that come in and see me with pain, and if they have really piss poor posture, we're looking at remediating that posture. Oh my God, I can't talk on a Sunday. That's just something that's not going to do any harm. So work on your daily postures. Go from sitting to standing, standing to sitting. Split your stance, do something different, because they say your best posture is your next posture. But when you're looking at doing your own workouts or prioritizing your training volumes, really not a whole lot of people need a lot of emphasis with push work. So take a lot of emphasis through the posterior chain, and you're going to be doing yourself a lot of functional good in the long run. All right, guys, that concludes our second episode of the Sunday Questions. I'd like to thank Maddie here for making a little cameo, and then my puppies for barking up a storm here on camera. But we will be back every Sunday. I know I released the first episode on a Monday. That's just because we forgot to do it on a Sunday night. But we will be doing questions on Sunday mornings and answers via my YouTube channel on Sunday afternoons. So if you guys want instant access to the latest videos, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And there's about 700 videos over there that are totally free, training, therapy, everything in between. So check those out in the meantime. All right, guys, till next week, I'm Dr. John Rusin.